In this problem, we are asked to find the measure of angle 1, 2, and 3. In our practice and discussions so far, our scenario has been two lines, maybe parallel, with the transversal through them. So this problem's a little different because we have three lines that are all parallel to each other with the transversal. What that means is you can focus on any two lines at a time and then use the ideas of corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, or consecutive interior. So for example, we can ignore the middle line and think of angle 1 and 2 as alternate interior angles, so they have to be congruent. We could ignore the bottom line and just think of these two parallel lines. Finally, we could ignore the top line and just focus on these two parallel lines. Why don't we start there? We can see that angle 2 and this angle whose measure is 133 degrees, those have to be congruent angles because they are alternate interior angles. So the measure of angle 2 is also 133 degrees. Next, since angle 2 and angle 3 form this green line, they are a linear pair. And if they are a linear pair, then the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 is 180 degrees. And the measure of angle 2 is 133 degrees. Therefore, the measure of angle 3 is 180 minus 133. We use the substitution property, and then we use the subtraction property of equality, and then we will simplify, and the measure of angle 3 is 47 degrees. All right, that leaves us with the measure of angle 1. For the measure of angle 1 here, let's ignore the middle line. When we ignore the middle line, we can see that these two parallel lines are crossed by this transversal, and angle 1 and angle 2 are consecutive interiors. So those two angles have to be supplementary and add up to 180. So if the measure of angle 2 is 133, then the measure of angle 1 is 47. But also, check out the alternate interior angles, 3 and 1. When these two lines are parallel, these alternate interior angles formed by the transversal have to be congruent. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 3, which means angle 1, like angle 3, is 47 degrees. I hope this discussion has helped with your understanding of problem number 12 and these ideas about parallel lines cut by a transversal.